Hello fellow mutants, welcome back to another video, and I'm gonna get this backpack off my lap, because I don't know why it was on my lap, my knee, whatever, you get what I mean, I'm a boomer, yeah. Anyways, I am doing a review on part 4 of The Last Ronin, which is called Blood in the Snow. So, it was like, I think it was confirmed in the last issue that Baxter Stockman got his own little base at island. So yeah, so the last part ended was pretty much Michelangelo and April Marie or some. Is it April Marie or Casey Marie? Pretty much Casey Jr. Decided to take an assault or as I can't word right. I don't know why. Lead an assault on Baxter's base on his island with some resistance people, right? And so there's just like this whole thing is pretty much a big epic combat action-packed chapter, right? Because in present day we get Mikey, Casey Jr. and the other resistance trying to like take over the Baxter Stockman's island base thing, as I stated not so long ago, and it's like, damn, this fight is like this was like really epic. Out of all the chapters, this has to be the most epic chapter of it. Like there, of course, there's some dialogue, but like this has to be like the most intense, epic, action packed that I've seen. Now we get a flashback to Michelangelo teaching Casey some moves, and we also discovered that and it's Casey Marie, thank you. I just looked at it in the description. Casey Marie. But yeah, we get a flashback to Mikey training Casey Marie, and then April comes in and with startles Mikey. She's grateful that Mikey is helping Casey Marie learn some moves, because she felt like Casey Marie needed more than what April could provide, and she's happy Michelangelo is doing that. And so April asked what happened. Like, you never finished your story earlier about what had happened to both Splinter and Donnie. So we get this several page flashback or story time in this flashback, right? Of Michelangelo going to the Hamato clan, asking what happened to his brother and father figure. And then we get a flashback in a flashback. Seriously, of Donatello and Splinter, right? And this flashback in this story, there's the Saki clan and the Hamato clan are trying to go for a truce, but we don't see Shredder's son, Hiroto. We don't see Hiroto anywhere. So Splinter says, yeah, we're not going to start communications, and we're not going to start peace talk until Hiroto comes along. And some people of the Saki clan said, you don't need weapons, you can trust us. And Splinter said, yeah, these are just decorations. Fancy decorations, pretty much, right? And then Hiroto comes in and says, you fool! You think I would peace, like, actually come here and talk to you guys. Bitch, please get out of here. You must be on crack or something if you thought I would actually come here and try to end our feud diplomatically. Bitch, bye. I'm going to try to get my I'm going to get my sword out, and I'm going to attack the living shit out of you. Try to kill you, your son, and all the Hamato clan. And Splinter, he just, I'm going to cut off the Saki clan says that was by me. I will, and then pretty much says, I will have your head. Like I did your grandfather's head, Rokusaki! Ah! And pretty much, I'm getting way into this LARPing thing. I'm gonna stop using the lightsaber. Anyways, long story short, Hiroto says, yeah, I'm gonna kill your dumbass rat. And Splinter and Hiroto pretty much has this dick measuring contest. Donatello and the rest of the Hamato clan are saying, Splinter, come on, we need to go. This is a fight that's probably should be done. We can't not really win. Or we already technically won the battle. We need to retreat before we lose the war and cost us our lives. But Splinter doesn't listen to that. And some of the Saki clan says the same thing to Hiroto. And again, he doesn't listen. And so, long story short, in this battle, that's how Splinter and Donatello die. Is essentially because Splinter refused to back down and back away and retreat when he probably should have. And so, yeah, Splinter and Donatello dies in this battle. So there's that. And then, which is like really interesting. And then after this flashback's done, I'm sorry if you're a train. We get the person who was telling Mikey about Splinter and Donatello to this style. So I like pretty much telling Donatello, yeah, that's pretty much what happened. And Michelangelo narrating, saying, yeah, I was offered to stay on the area to be officially one of the Hamato gang or whatever, but it just reminded me too much of my dead brothers, essentially, and my father that recently died. So I respectfully declined, right? And then we get to a flash forward, right? And we get this heart felt moment with Mikey and April. And Mikey says, "At the last of my kind, a Ronin, this is when I decide the feud must end. I would follow Father's journal train and complete the mission we were intended from birth. All Oroku must perish. If I'd known you were alive, it might have been different, but the mission would still be the same. I'm sorry." And then April was saying, "Hey, don't be sorry. All that matters now is that you're here." And I am so happy that you're here now. And in this conversation, it is also confirmed that Casey Marie also has some mutation in her, and that's due to Casey and April hanging around the Turtles and Splinter. So part of that mutation, I guess, got into April's when April was pregnant with Casey Marie, and now Casey Marie has some mutation because Casey and April hung around the Turtles for a while. And both and April hasn't told Casey Marie yet, which I'm guessing is going to be told in the next chapter, being the final chapter, the final countdown. And April made Michelangelo promise to keep it between them. The whole Casey Marie has some mutation in her, and he agreed. And essentially, we kind of get this cool back and forth between like battle of like in Stockman's island fortress thing, and kind of back to like, okay, this is how we planned for the attack, kind of like a mini flashback. So this chapter alone, this chapter 4 or part 4, it has like a lot of flashbacks, callbacks, whatever. And which, as I stated earlier, this assault on Baxter's lair is intense, and I really dig it. Stockman is like mostly a cyborg. Like I'm trying to get a good picture of him. This is cyborg Stockman, which is not the first time I've seen Stockman as a cyborg, because the 2003 Turtles had Stockman essentially become a brain, later on a cyborg guy. I'm not joking. The 2003 has Stockman as a cyborg Stockman. So, anyways, April goes through the plan that she said in the last part, which was or chapter whatever, where she was planning to take the Future Joy's head as part of her plan. And the image that I showed you guys, the Future Joy's head is here, and the Future Joy reference, like makes a Lord of the Ring reference, saying, "You shall not pass." And Baxter tries to like say, "No, stop! Please stop! I can't take it anymore, please! Lola, I'll be pretty much begging. I've over exaggerated it, but you know what I mean. You guys know what I mean, right? Right? I'm guessing, yeah. Anyways, so but the Future Joy doesn't do that. The Future Joy says, before detonating himself, "You shall pay for my family, for my friends, for everything." And essentially, he gets killed. April essentially thanks Professor Honeycutt, which is a Fugitoid, and thanks and says goodbye. Which the death of Baxter and the explosion caused the city of New York to have power loss, which the foot cops, as they are referred, the foot ninjas, the robotic foot ninjas are patrolling the New York City. They shut down too, right? And people in the city just bashing like, "Google! Google!" Pretty much. And then, sorry, I had to do something real quick. But then, the chapter ends with Michelangelo contemplating, right? And his brothers kind of giving him a hard time. And that's essentially where the final chapter, what's called The Last Ronin, begins. Michelangelo talking with his dead brothers, which is pretty interesting. I actually like that. I actually do have to say, I do like when they end a part and begin another one. Like in terms of like part one, part like each chapter, like how this chapter kind of like ends with leading into like part five kind of smoothly. I like how like smooth the transitions are from part to part. So I gotta give this comic book kudos for that. And I gotta give a shout out to Amen Fate because I in my last video asked the question what for any of you guys who have answers to help me better understand this. And I asked the question why like with as we go through the series, even in the first chapter, or the first chapter, which is called "Wish for Death," we see Michelangelo talking to the spirits of his brothers, right? And towards the like, I want to say towards the end of the last video, I want to say when I was talking about Fireflight, which was part three, the part before this, I did post a question: if Michelangelo could talk to Leonardo, Donatello, and Raphael as spirits, why couldn't he talk to Splinter's spirit? I was generally post about that. I wanted to know, right? So, shout out to Amen Fate because he answered this question for me in the comments. Uh, and he says, and I have the comment put up on my other laptop. He says that Mikey's brothers are in his mind. I think because he always leaned on their opinion of him. He eventually takes authority over them, which has to do with him growing and developing in the moment. Splinter wasn't a peer pressure in Mikey's life to argue with. If you notice, Mikey argues with his brothers, but probably wouldn't with Splinter. I mean, that's true, mate. That's I can see that. I can see that, and I gotta say this. I would be very interested in seeing Michelangelo talking to a spirit version of Splinter. Maybe not to like argue with him, because I think that comment that I just read poses a good point that Mikey wouldn't argue with his brothers. But I would still very much, well, I mean, argue with Splinter, I mean. So I would very much enjoy seeing Michelangelo talking to Splinter. Splinter pretty much being like the Obi-Wan Kenobi for Michelangelo. And Michelangelo, yes, in this scenario, I'm comparing Mikey to Luke Skywalker from Empire Strikes Back, like to guide, to like as guidance. Cause yeah, Leonardo, Donatello, and Raphael is kind of like, sure, you can say to a certain extent they're guiding Mikey, but at that same token, they're also being a pain in the ass for him as well. And so again, I would very much like to see Mikey talking to Splinter at least at one point in this series. Splinter being a Force Ghost or whatever, as I call it. But I liked how they explained. First, they explained Raphael's death and why Karai was in that coma. Then we got Leonardo's and Casey's death, like with that explanation. And this we got Splinter's and Donatello's deaths. And I thought that was pretty interesting how they explained it. I gotta tell you, I expected this to be dark, but I didn't expect like certain moments in this book to be as like dark as it is. It's not a complaint. It's actually my way of complimenting it. Like, I like how dark this book gets at from time to time. I do like what like whenever I think of one thing, I might have a theory, and maybe part of that theory might be right to a certain degree, or not at all. And it gives me like this curveball in an amazing way. And I am so loving the direction this book is taking us. I never know where this will go exactly. Outside of the next issue, we're most likely going to get Hiroto, Saki, and Michelangelo take dueling it out. That's my only theory I'm willing to make. I was so up for that to happen. Watch that Michelangelo's going to kill Saki. And I'm thinking that Saki is going to be or not Saki, Hiroto is going to take Saki's place as Shredder essentially. Allow that Shredder mantle to be inherited for him. I'm excited to see where this goes. We got one more volume left, which the last volume is called The Last Ronin, which I so can't wait. I so can't wait. Because it's that's going to be where the epic finale comes in. And I haven't even looked at the artwork in the back yet. I mean, outside of now. I mean, I actually used this as my thumbnail for one of I think 2 reviews ago for this. So oh yeah. But I'm gonna save that until maybe I'll look at the make an entire video just of the the art, concept arts or whatever. Because I think that could be a pretty fun video in itself. Anyways, love you guys. Hope you guys have a wonderful day. Be kind to one another. Let me know what you guys thought of part 4 to The Last Ronin. And again, I'm going to ask the same question. I'm going to ask you guys the same thing as I said before. If you guys seen, read the entire Last Ronin book or series, what did you guys think of The Last Ronin? Let me know. All of it in the description below. Love you guys. Have a wonderful day. Be kind to one another. And I'll talk to you guys later. And I'm really, really excited for the finale. I haven't been excited about something like this. I haven't been really this excited about something nerdy since I want to say Kingdom Hearts 3. When Kingdom Hearts 3 was coming out, I was counting down the days when Kingdom Hearts 3 was going to be released. And I have not been this excited about anything since then. So, yeah, this is taking me back. Same excitement level as when Kingdom Hearts 3 came out. So, love you guys. Hope you have a wonderful day. And speaking of Kingdom Hearts 3, I do have a Kingdom Hearts channel. The link to that channel will be in the description down below. If you guys want to see me talking about Kingdom Hearts, that channel is the place to go. As well as where you guys can also find me on my other socials. So, that's it. Love you guys. Have a wonderful day. Be kind to one another. And stay awesome, my friends.